times from the game the other night.
60.
While watching it from his home.
Well, with his
15 a quarter? That's a lot.
Have you seen the Office episode with the world's smallest TV?
The world's smallest TV?
You know, like it's like the dinner party episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When Jan breaks it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so he had one of those with his granddaughter, but he was tweeting about the Jaguars. Yeah, anyways.
That is awesome. Miss you, Gene, if you're watching this.
Speaking of watching, have you at all engaged, I know obviously you got home and the family was here, but with, some of the music that's been added underneath your game-winning touchdown, people saying, you're the baby deer. Have you had a favorite so far? Or?
I don't know if I have a favorite. I've seen a couple of the things. Pretty funny. You gotta laugh at yourself. Obviously, it's funny because there's a good result behind it, but yeah, it's pretty crazy still. But yeah, there's some good stuff out there.
What's your favorite nickname for the play?
No, it was
Stumble
did?
Six.
Okay.
6 is pretty good.
I don't know.
Slip 6.
Slip 6. That's a good one. We'll go with that. Yeah.
Do fall.
All right. You guys got anything for Seattle?
Is it difficult to mentally and physically move on from such a big game, an emotional game as well, and then such a quick turnaround with it being a Monday night game?
Yeah, I mean that's part of this league. Like you got to be able to, move on quickly. So I've had experience with that over the past few years, and I'd say physically, obviously, playing a Monday night game, it is a quicker turnaround. You lose, almost 2 days. So it's just trying to take care of your bodies and get ready to go. Because today's a Wednesday and we got to prepare for Seattle, and it's really less than 2 days after our game. So that is always a little bit of a challenge, but everyone has to do it. Everybody plays Monday night games, so it's just something that comes with the territory. And obviously, we got to get back as quick as possible and get a great week of preparation in for a really good Seattle team.
Feeling good about it?
Feel great about the game coming up,
or about coming out of the game. How you feeling?
Feel good, yeah, feel good. I mean, obviously you're a little sore coming out of a hard-fought game like that goes down to the end, but feeling really good and like where our team's at, and we just got to continue to get better every week. That's what it's about. A big win this past week, but now we're on to the next week, and it's still early in the season, and we have a lot more work to do, and we got to just keep getting better.
Has this team sort of taken on Liam's personality a little bit, do you think?
Yeah, I think he's really brought a lot of energy, and I think the team has for sure taken on some of that, and just the way he carries himself. And you guys see him in the locker room and on the field, on the sideline. I mean, that passion and that energy is contagious, and our team has bought into that. So yeah, I would definitely say so.
You're not opposed to sliding, but it sure looks like you prefer to go head first as opposed to feet first when you're running. Is there anything like subconscious, or is that intentional to go so you don't give up yards, to try to gain most yards?
I think it just depends on the situation. I think head first honestly is safer, based on my past experience, and then just seeing around the league. I mean, guys get hit like that a lot, trying to slide and protect themselves, end up making it worse. And I think also too, you can get a few more yards. So depending on the situation, if it's kind of like dead to rights, there's nothing there, I'll go feet first and just go down when there's still space. But trying to get a first down, especially on third down in the open field, and trying to get as much as I can, a lot of times we'll go head first. And I feel like it avoids more hits, honestly.
Do you think you have the clutch game? Do you even believe in that down the stretch of the last few games, there have been plays that need to be made in the fourth quarter and you made it?
I think there is something to be said for it. Not just me. I think just our team, like making plays when it matters the most. Like that's the way these games are in the NFL. It's going to come down to the end of the game most of the time. There's some games that are a little lopsided, but most of the time it's a one-score game. So finding a way to make a play when you need it, when you have to, in order to win a game, that says a lot about our team. And I think, preparation equates to that a lot of times, just feeling confident and prepared, and regardless of how the game has gone, being able to move on to the next play is something that I've had to learn throughout my career of, maybe early on in my career, it's like some plays that I wanted back earlier in the game might affect me later in the game, but I've just realized that, we're at the end of the game, it's going to come down to a series or two, and whoever makes those plays, whichever team makes those plays is going to win. So I've just had a lot of experience of being in that situation on the other side of it too, where you don't make those plays, and you just learn a lot. And I think that's helping us, and we got to continue to do it. Like I said, it's early in the year, and we've been able to make some of those, but it's been cool to see from our team being able to respond.
Everybody talks about the slip six but just the play to BT, the play to Diami before that, just how good did that feel to be able to hit those throws?
Yeah, it felt good. You know, I took a bad sack earlier in that drive, so to be able to hit those shots down the field and kind of get us in position to where now we could actually just play regular football and get back on track was big. And we know that defense is a really good defense, a great scheme, and in those big moments they're going to challenge you and they're going to play some man coverage and guys got to go win. And our guys did an awesome job of that. Obviously BT on the sideline and then Diami too on the other sideline. I mean, those are huge plays to set us up and get us in position to where, you know, it's not just a prayer that we score. We're actually in territory where we can, you know, call normal plays and kind of move the ball down there.
You guys are rolling a little bit strong start to the season. Do you wonder how this group will handle the success?
You know, I don't really, it doesn't worry me, no. I mean, obviously it's something that we do have to handle the right way. We got to know that we haven't done anything. I mean, the only thing we're guaranteed is that we're going to win 4 games this year, which is, you know, which isn't enough. So, you know, we got a lot more work to do. So I think the guys know what the right mindset is, though. And I think guys know that we play a really good Seattle team this week. And if you're still thinking about the game we just won, then, you know, that's a problem. We got to move on. So I really like our group and how mature we are. We've handled everything well so far, but yeah, we got to continue to do that.
How important the first moment was that you went, whoa, Liam's a little high energy here? Was that
The first moment, I mean, I've noticed that ever since he's been here, just the energy, the passion, you know, I think in game moments, I noticed that early on, whether it was preseason or even just throughout the season, or even in practice through training camp, like us talking about different plays and, you know, I don't want to say getting into it, but just the competitiveness like coming out. And it's been cool, just our communication, how our relationship's grown, and now understanding each other more and more. Like I know how he works, he knows how I operate and how I think and how I carry myself. And it's been cool for our relationship to grow and build and to really be able to communicate at a high level, regardless of all the emotions, all the stuff that happens throughout games, you know, because there is a lot of that. And I think we've both been able to manage it well, and it's you know, getting better.
Is how he is letting you
two? I mean, is that the perfect balance? Like,
I think it is.
Not crazy.
I wouldn't use the word crazy. I think the intensity, and I think that's brought more out of that from me, to be honest, and the sense of urgency. I think it's really, he has brought some more of that out of me, just the way he operates. And I think, you know, I'm a good balance for him too, because I'm usually, you know, pretty, I guess, even keel, you know, level-headed, don't get too high or too low. But I think it's been a good balance of both of that for me, and bringing some more intensity and sense of urgency to our offense, because there's been times where we need more of that, and we got to, you know, clean up some of the stuff that has been, you know, hurting us a little bit at the beginning of the season.
How important has Britton Strange been to this offense, and particularly your game, and sort of what does it mean for him to be going on IR? How challenging is that going to be?
Yeah, he means a lot to our offense, and he's a great player, really unselfish player, really does a lot for us. Passing game, running game, screen game, everything. I mean, he's an important piece to our offense. So, you know, we're going to miss him. Obviously want him to get healthy as fast as he can and take care of himself. And, you know, I know, you know, as much as we're going to miss him, no one wants to be out there more than him. So hate that for him. And we got a great tight end room that's going to step up. You've seen these guys been able to come in and make some big plays for us already. So I got a lot of confidence in them. But obviously, a player like Britton, you are going to miss him. You know, he's a really good player for us. So, yeah.
Defensively, when you prepare for Seattle, who do you pull from, knowing McDonald came from Baltimore? Do you look at other influences perhaps, or pretty much just what they've been running up to this point this year?
Yeah, you know, he's just what they've been running. You know, he's been there for a couple years, so we have some good stuff to watch and to look at. And obviously, you know, I played against him when he was in Baltimore too, so have some of that. You don't have to go I don't know if you go too far back in the vault for some of that. You don't want to overload and just watch everything possible, but there's plenty to watch. And, you know, he's a really good D coordinator. The defense is playing really well. I think they're good on all 3 levels. They do a lot of things well. Get after the quarterback. They're good against the run. You know, they're just a solid, well-coached, you know, defense that flies around. So it's a challenge for us for sure.
What stands out more, the pass rush or the secondary?
I mean, both. I think and then especially when you put those things together, you know, you get a pass rush and secondary that can cover and changes the look on the quarterback and does a lot of different coverage variations. I think a mixture of those 2 things, you know, makes it hard for an offense. So I think obviously the pass rush is kind of where you start, and you look at that and you say, all right, we gotta You got to deal with this up front. We got to have a good plan going in, and I know we will, but it will be a challenge for sure.
2 seventh-round rookies play a big role in that last drive Monday. What does it say to you that the rookies this year have been able to step in and play well when they have?
I just think the way that they prepare, those guys are just, Jonah's in all these meetings with me and Rob and Nick and all the quarterbacks and protection meetings throughout the week and all this stuff and all the work you put in just because you never know when your number's going to be called. And it's called in the biggest part of the game for Jonah. And he didn't flinch. He was ready to go. And our communication really didn't change, whether it's him or Rob out there. Obviously, I have a lot more banked reps with Rob, but Jonah's in all that stuff with us, so he hears it all. He's taking the notes. He's getting the mental reps every day. So he was ready to go, and that stuff pays off because you just never know when your number's going to be called. So, and same, LeQuint being ready every day. He's been awesome for us, and he's really smart and plays the right way, and love having him out there.
Speaking of rookies, how much longer until you get Hunter into the end zone?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully it's very soon. Oh yeah.
Reminding you that.
Oh yeah. The right way. He's. I think all good receivers tell you when they're open all the time. So there's a little bit of that, but I love it. He's awesome. The feedback is great, and as a quarterback, I think, the guys don't mean anything by that. They just want to let you know they want the ball. So I love it, and our relationship keeps just growing and growing, and just the whole group. I think it's coming together the right way, and we still got a lot to improve on, and a lot of opportunities that are still out there for us. So that's the great thing. And like you said, getting him in the end zone, that'll happen. So not too stressed about that, but obviously, we want to make that happen.
Have you ever, in college and pros, had a receiver with that sort of just juice on the sideline, let alone on the field?
It's unique. I think no, not really. He's definitely unique in the way he plays, the way he carries himself, just the energy. Flying around, it's like, and then just seeing him out there playing defense too. It's kind of unbelievable how he's able to play that many snaps and still look fresh and still be running around full speed. It is impressive. So that shouldn't be taken lightly. And then to make some of the plays he made on Monday, it's pretty cool to see. And don't want his head to get too big, so I don't want to give him too much love. But no, he's a great guy and handles himself the right way, and it's been fun to play with him. So, yeah.
Thanks,